For thousands of people across Britain, someone is missing from their lives.
I don't know her, but she's my mum. She gave me life, and I need to know who that person is.
My son is out there somewhere. If I could just see him for once and tell him that I love him with all my heart.
I want some answers about where I've come from. I've wanted that every single day of my life.
Finding someone when the trail's gone cold can feel like an impossible task. But that's where we step in.
She's been found.
I've got a big sister.
Offering a last chance to people desperate for help.
Oh! God. Oh.
From DNA technology to painstaking detective work, we've travelled the world, uncovering family secrets and tracing people that no one else could find. John.
Hi, good morning.
I've got the test results here, the DNA test.
Oh my God.
How are you?
And finally answering questions that have haunted entire lives.
I'm glad you found us. I'm sorry it took so long.
This week, 2 stories of childhood loss. A daughter whose only link to her father is a letter.
Does he still love me? I need to know. It meant everything that he wrote.
And a woman searching for her twin sisters after more than 60 years apart.
My sisters were 6 months when they were took away. I want my family back altogether.
Our first story comes from Kirkcaldy, and a woman searching for the father who promised that he would come back for her.
He's my dad and I'm his daughter. But I've never met him. I don't think a father could ever forget a child, so why did he not come back? There we go. We're going to do some painting.
39-year-old Laura Acker lives with her husband, their 2 children and Khalees, her daughter from a previous relationship.
What colour do you think it is?
Purple.
Purple?
Yeah.
No.
The family live on the east coast of Scotland, just a few streets away from where Laura grew up.
I was the oldest of 3.
Wow.
Wow. It was a happy childhood.
Laura grew up with her Scottish mother and the man she thought was her father. But when she reached her teens, Laura began to wonder if he treated her differently.
It became apparent that something wasn't quite right, and it just made me ask the question to my mum. I asked, is he my real dad? And it's almost like she'd been waiting on me asking her the question, and she went, no. I was completely shocked. I remember me thinking, who is my real dad?
Laura's mum, Susan, revealed that Laura's real father was called Andrew Olam Ekpang. Andrew was from Nigeria and had met Susan when he was in Scotland training with the Navy.
That's my dad.
Is he on a boat there?
Mm-hmm. It's on a ship. They met in a nightclub and the relationship blossomed and she fell in love with him.
You have like the same nose.
That's what I said.
Susan became pregnant, but before Laura was born, Andrew's training came to an end, and he had to return to Nigeria, over 3,000 miles away. Andrew wrote to Susan from Nigeria.
Dear Susan, tell Laura Daddy loves her very much. It makes you feel happy. I can't explain it. It's just when I see my name and Daddy beside it, it's just nice.
In the letter, Andrew promised that he would come back to meet his daughter.
I would come to see Laura and you. Tell her that she will definitely see me one day there in Scotland. I promise that. Bye for now. Lots of kisses for Laura. You know, what changed? Why did he not come back? What happened to the promise?
For many years, Laura tried to bury her feelings about her father. But when Laura was in her 20s, her mum became terminally ill.
Knowing that the only link to him would be my mum, and if I didn't ask her then, I was never ever going to find out. I just remember saying, "Mum, what's my dad's address?" And she, just like that, Cross River States, Nigeria, Goja.
But in the aftermath of her mum's death, Laura didn't feel able to reach out to her father.
What if I don't get anything back then? How do I deal with that? You don't want any more rejection. I wish when I did get the address that I'd done something about it there and then, but you just couldn't.
Laura has always questioned why her dad never came back to see her.
Maybe he doesn't want to be part of my life. Maybe he got married and had other children. And it could be a big secret that he's kept. There's a reason behind everything.
Now, nearly 40 years after her father left, Laura is determined to find him.
He said in a letter, "I promise Laura, Daddy will see her one day." I want to know that he meant everything and that it wasn't just meaningless words. And now, if he can't do it on his own, then I need to help. It's not just going to be his responsibility, I think it's going to be partly mine as well. I feel I'm ready now to find them.
The end.
We started our search for Laura's father, Andrew Ullum Ekpang, by writing to the address that Laura's mother had given her, but we got no reply. We then focused on social media sites, putting his full name into the searches, but with no results coming up, we decided to play around with the spelling, and something caught our eye. We came across a post from a man called Naten to his mother, Mrs. Clara Andrew Ullum Ekpang. This was the same name as Laura's father, apart from the spelling of Ullum, which was different. Could there be a connection? Crucially, Naten lived in the same state in Nigeria that Laura's father was from. Further inquiries confirmed that Naten was Andrew's son. We found out that Andrew, known as Andy, lives in a remote village. So I'm going to call Naten, who lives in the state capital, to find out if Andy is willing to come to Scotland and finally meet his daughter. Hello, are you Naten?
Yes, this is Naten.
Now, I've got... I can see you now. Are you the son of Andrew Ullum Ekpang?
Absolutely, I'm his son.
How does he feel about the fact that Laura, his daughter, is looking for him?
Immediately he heard that Laura is looking for him. Well, he got very, very happy with himself. That at last, that long dream of meeting his daughter is coming to pass in his lifetime.
Did you know about Laura?
Yes, he told me about Laura. Laura had always been very important to him. All of us want to meet her. We are 4 brothers and 8 sisters.
So, a lot of siblings.
Yes.
Is your father willing to come to the UK to meet Laura?
Yes, he is. He's very elated.
Fantastic.
Please help me. I will be coming with him. As support for him.
I'm really looking forward to meeting you and to meeting your father at the airport.
Yeah, we are looking forward to meeting Laura.
That's great, Naten. Thank you. See you soon. we made arrangements for Andy and Neten to travel from Nigeria to the UK. Thanks very much. But then, we received some terrible news. A week before they were due to travel, Andy collapsed and had to be hospitalised. It was touch and go whether he would be well enough to fly. After 3 weeks, we got the all clear from Andy's doctor, and I'm on my way to collect him and Neten from the airport. It is a massive relief that Andy is well enough to come back and meet his daughter. But why didn't he come back before? And has he thought about Laura as much as she's thought about him? Neten, Andy, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Sir, great pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure also.
Welcome back.
Thank you
very much. Shall we go?
Okay.
You're even better looking in on Skype.
Really?
Andy and Neten are staying at a hotel in central London. Thank you for coming. I know you've been unwell, but you made it.
Well, I had to.
Yeah.
And it is really wonderful and great.
My father was very worried. He couldn't make it. But he told himself, no, I'm going to push myself to see Laura. He told me even if this is the last thing he will do in his life, he will do it.
How did you feel when you found out that Laura was looking for you?
I felt terribly happy and thanked my God
Yeah.
that my daughter had been looking for me. I have always been thinking about her.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the fact that you haven't been a part of her life?
I used to be sad, those moments. I sit around my children and Laura is not here.
Whenever we gather together, he said there's someone that's missing. And the person who's missing is as important as the people present. It's always been his dream to see Laura. And I remember he told me, if throughout my lifetime I'm not able to see Laura again, make sure as my first son, you try and look for her.
Did you think about ever coming back to Scotland to see her?
I have been thinking of how I can make that connection.
Yeah.
But financially impossible for me. That's all that has been keeping me away from her.
Yeah. Times were hard.
Times
with
were
money,
hard.
yeah?
Yeah, so he couldn't gather money again by himself to come back. So this is big for him.
It's so amazing that you're here.
Yes, I am very happy. I am here for Laura.
So, I have a photograph of your daughter.
Wow, wonderful. Beautiful as he is handsome. Yes. And seeing her for the first time in this photograph, my daughter, whom I have not seen all these years.
Wow. She's got 3 daughters. She has a partner. She's very happy.
It's awesome because she has always been there, but we had not seen her. Now we are going to see her. I just hope she's as excited as we are.
Andy, what would you like to say to her when you see her?
I love you. Then I give her a hug.
Before we tell Laura that her father's been found, our second story comes from Somerset and a woman searching for her twin sisters who vanished from her life when they were babies.
2 little girls, Jennifer and Frances, my sisters. I've not got any photographs of the twins. Nothing at all. Only their birth certificates. They were 6 months when they were took away. All of a sudden, you're in the house and they're not there anymore. Lovely boy.
71-year-old Linda Lewis lives in Weston-super-Mare with her husband of 30 years, Rob.
Monthly rate.
Linda grew up in Bristol, the eldest of 5 children.
There was me, Graham, my brother, his sister Susan, and then twin girls, Frances and Jennifer. They were the babies of the family.
Linda's dad, Charles, worked as a bricklayer, while her mum, Florence, cared for the family.
She was a lovely mum. She was a cuddly mum. You know, I had a wonderful family, and it really was a good life.
But when Linda was 5, her mum became ill and went into hospital for an operation on her throat.
I remember her and Grandma walking to the bus stop, and they both had a pink dress on. I don't remember feeling sad because I really thought she was coming back home to me. But it was the last time I ever saw Mum.
Florence never came home from the hospital. She passed away during the operation.
She was 29 years old, and our lives just changed completely.
Linda Lewis was just 5 when her mother passed away unexpectedly. Widowed with 3 young children and twin babies aged 5 months, Linda's dad struggled to cope.
Dad was left with 2 very, very young babies that needed a mother's attention, which must have been very difficult. He was devastated. He'd lost his wife, and he couldn't cope with us all.
Linda's father made the heartbreaking decision to give the twins, Jennifer and Frances, up for adoption.
The twins were never ever talked about again. Losing Mum and then losing the twins is like one big bereavement. And I felt the complete family had been wiped out, to me.
Despite now having a family of her own, Linda still longs for the twin sisters she last saw 65 years ago.
Over all the years, there's still this loneliness where the twins should be. It don't ever leave you. Sometimes I can be somewhere, I look around and think, could any of these be my sisters? I've got lots of questions. What sort of life they've had? Did they get married? Have they got children? I missed out so much with them, really. I want my family back altogether.
Linda has very little information about her sisters. All she has are their original birth certificates. But when the twins were adopted, their names would almost certainly have been changed. So we worked with a specialist intermediary who is legally allowed to access adoption records and discovered that Frances and Jennifer are now called Dawn and Eve. Using these new names, we searched electoral rolls and found a record of Eve living in Clevedon, Somerset, just 8 miles from Linda's home in Weston-super-Mare. We contacted Eve, who told us that she and Dawn live on the same street in Clevedon, and invited me to meet them. This is extraordinary. When we took on the search for the twins, We never imagined we'd find them both living just 10 minutes' drive from their sister.
The twins are retired, and between them have 6 children and 11 grandchildren.
Ever since her mother passed away, Linda has been haunted by the double loss of her mum and her sisters. But what about the twins? They were just 5 months old when their birth mother died. Do they know why they were adopted?
And how do they feel now their sisters come searching after all these years?
Hello.
Hello.
Dawn, Eve.
I'm Dawn.
Dawn, hello.
And I'm Eve.
Eve. And I'm Nicky.
Yes, hello. You come in.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely of you to see me.
It's fine.
So when you found out that your sister Linda was trying to find you, how did you feel?
Very surprised. After all this time, I thought... Didn't think anyone ever would. Well, it's nice to think somebody wants us.
What do you mean by that?
My adopted parents, they were elderly, quite strict.
No cuddles.
No cuddles. To be honest, when we were children, I can't ever remember being happy. I know it's an awful thing to say. We used to say to Mum, didn't we? Of all the children in the world, you picked us. You actually picked us. You know, if you don't want us, you know, so let's go somewhere else.
But they kept us together, that's the main thing. We didn't have any photographs of us when we were tiny. Only this one.
Oh, look at you. Look how sweet the two of you are.
And I couldn't tell you which is which.
No, we never worked out which is which.
Wow.
We got this, I don't know what they call it now. If he falls over and hurts herself, then I know she's hurt herself.
What sort of telepathic bond? Yeah.
We've always had it.
Have you? What did you know about your birth family when you were growing up?
We were always told that she had died and there was other brothers and sisters.
But we were always led to believe that...
She died when she had us.
When she had us.
In
Or
childbirth?
having us,
Yes.
yeah. So we were always under the impression it was our fault. And so we thought the brothers and sisters would sort of hold that against us.
Taking upon yourself that type of guilt at such a young age when you thought that that's how she died, that's really sad.
It went until our adopted parents both died that we thought, well, we'll just see if we can find our original birth certificates. Mum's signature's on our birth certificate. So we knew that then that she hadn't died when we were born.
When you found out that it wasn't as you'd perceived it, your fault, your birth mother died, what stopped you searching for your birth family?
We were frightened of rejection, weren't we, really?
Yeah.
That if we found them, they might not want anything to do with us.
You've had too much rejection already. Well, Linda's been thinking about you for 65 years. You've both been a massive part of her life, knowing that you were out there somewhere.
It must have been dreadful losing your mum, I can't imagine that.
And then losing you two. She's felt it as a double loss.
How far away is she living?
8 miles in Weston-super-Mare.
Gosh, that's ridiculous, so close, isn't it?
I can't believe it's just down the road.
No.
All this time. Did she look like us?
Does she look like you?
Yeah, of course she does. Oh, she does a bit.
Oh, yeah, not half. Oh, she does, doesn't she? She's even got her hair's like ours, look.
To think we might have walked past her and we didn't know who she was when we were in Weston.
Eve, what are you thinking?
We've missed out on a lot, haven't we? Not knowing her. All these years.
Nice to know that there's more family about, proper family, isn't it?
Yes.
We only ever had each other, but now we got Linda.
Before we tell Linda that her sisters have been found, I'm on my way to see Laura Acker. She came to us searching for her father, who returned home to Nigeria before she was born. When she was a child, Laura's dad wrote her a letter telling her that he loved her. But since the years have passed, Laura's questioned whether that's still true. But today I can tell Laura that her dad's been found, and he's never stopped loving her. doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Come in.
Thank you. So, thank you for talking to me today. It's such a unique story because obviously you've got this letter from your dad.
It's just, it's the only thing I've got to kind of hold on to, so it means a lot.
What are your worries about looking for him?
That he doesn't want to be found, or he's kind of written me out of his life.
Well, he hasn't written you out of his life because we found your dad.
Really? Really? What did he say?
He's thrilled.
That's so good to hear. I'm really happy.
So your dad lives in the south of Nigeria. He has 12 children.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You joking? 12? That's mad.
It is.
That's what you call an extended family.
Yeah.
12 brothers and sisters.
We found him via his eldest son. His name's Nathan, and they've always all known about you.
That's amazing. He's never forgotten about me. I've always been part of his life, although I've not been in it. It's a good feeling. Why did he not want to come back? Or...
And he couldn't come back and fulfill his promise because when he went back to Nigeria, his life didn't quite work out how he'd wanted it to. And he struggled to find work, so he didn't have much money. And it meant that the chance for him to come over here had all but gone. And he regrets that.
It's really sad. But I'm just, you know, grateful that he still wants to be part of my life. That's my dad. Still got my nose.
That's what I thought.
You know, it's happy and sad at the same time. I wish I'd been in his life a long time ago, but...
And he wants to keep that promise that he made to you all those years ago and come and see you here in Scotland. And Naten's going to come with him.
I'm so pleased. And it's just an opportunity to make up for the time that we've lost.
Linda Lewis is searching for her twin sisters who were given up for adoption as babies after their mother passed away. As a child, to lose a parent is so devastating. But what made it even worse for Linda was the fact that she lost her twin baby sisters so soon after. But today, I can tell her they've been found. Hey, Linda. How's things?
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
And you. Come in.
Thanks very much. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Well, I think the thing that struck me the most was the amount of loss that you suffered in such a short space of time. It changes you, doesn't it?
It does. The pain, the hurt. You know, the only thing I've got of my sisters are their birth certificates. And that hurts. I've still got two sisters somewhere. I'm just wondering what they're like and would we ever get to see them?
Well, Linda,
Your sisters have been found. Yeah.
Are they okay? I'm sorry.
Don't apologise.
Gosh.
Their names are different. Eve and Dawn.
Dawn and Eve.
They live just a few miles away in Clevedon. And they cannot believe that you have been living this close the whole time.
I know.
The girls didn't have the easiest of childhoods, you know, there wasn't much sort of love, but they were kept together and they were really grateful for that.
Yeah.
They've written you a letter.
Hi, Linda. It was such a lovely surprise to hear that you have been looking for us. We have often thought about you. We have always been close to each other, helping each other through hard times. We hope that we will be the same with you. Love, Dawn and Eve.
Here's what they look like.
Oh, gosh.
There's your sisters.
They look lovely, don't they? Dawn and Eve.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening. I hope we can start living as sisters, you know, all the things that normal families do. Don't know why I'm crying, I'm so happy.
Today, Linda's going to meet her twin sisters for the first time in 65 years.
Good luck, Mum.
Thank you. See you later. Yeah.
Hey, Linda.
Hiya.
You ready?
I am.
All right, let's go. You look lovely.
Thank you.
That look right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Hey.
Hello.
Eve.
All right.
How are you?
Right.
The day is here.
Hiya.
Are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Linda is travelling to the twins' hometown of Clevedon to be reunited with her sisters.
So how are you feeling?
Anxious. I've carried this for so many years. They've always been in my mind. Just hoping I go in there and it just clicks, you know, and try and make up for some lost time.
I can tell you're really nervous.
It's a funny nervous though, isn't it?
A funny nervous, yeah?
It's sort of excited and nervous all in one.
Yeah. What's it like getting another sister?
And it's nice to have somebody else, isn't it? Because there's always just been, two of us, really.
The sisters are meeting at a pub on the seafront.
So, I'm going to leave you. All the very best.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
And thank you very much.
It's been a real pleasure meeting you. Hope it goes well.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
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 So, this is where I say goodbye, because your sisters are in there.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
she is.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah. Sorry about me crying. I can't.
Don't worry about it.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. Don't cry, you'll start me off.
I know.
All right. Been a long wait.
Gosh. I never, ever, in all my wildest dreams, thought this day would come.
No.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, and all those years.
It's nice to know that you thought about us all the years.
All the years.
I mean, we were always told that Mum had died.
Yeah.
That's why we were adopted.
We always thought that she died when we were born.
No, it was nothing at all to do with that, whatever. Because I felt quite sad about that. Because you carried that for years, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just been the two of us together against the world, really. And now to know that somebody actually wants us, it makes a lot of difference.
It's what I've wanted all my life. I'm feeling overjoyed. I feel that I've known them for a long, long time. This is our mum.
Same eyes, aren't we? There's definitely probably a resemblance, isn't there? 60 years we've been wondering what she looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really pretty, isn't she?
She'd be so proud.
Do you think?
Yeah, she really would.
She's been looking for us for so long. And now she's found us.
I think she's lovely. Now we will be together as a family, you know, all of us together. Well, it's bizarre that you only live down the road.
I know.
When they said west now, it was.
Yeah. We could have sat next to one another on a bus, couldn't we? Now I've got them back. It's like another life starting. They're lovely. It's everything I wished for.
Mother of three, Laura Acker, has never met her father, Andy. Andy had to return to his home in Nigeria before she was born, but vowed he would come back to Scotland to meet his daughter. Today, he's going to fulfill that promise.
It means the world to me that he's just put everything in it to make this journey happen. To keep his promise, to come all this way to see me.
Andy has made the journey to Scotland with Naten, his oldest son and Laura's half-brother.
Today, that I'm coming to meet her for the very first time is a very special day for me. I look at that photograph all the time, non-stop. That's why you see me carry it in my pocket. So special.
Today, when we meet Laura, it is going to make a big difference for my dad because he's going to be fulfilled. It's been a long wait. We've been hoping, we've been praying to meet her, and the day has come. It's a dream come true. I just hope that everything pans out well. Dad?
Yes.
Are you ready to go? Yeah, let's go.
"40 years of wondering and knowing it's about to happen, and it's just, I'm really, really excited. Really excited.
They're meeting in a hotel close to Kirkcaldy, Laura's hometown.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God. At the very long last.
Yes, nearly 40 years. The time. You happy?
Happy to see you.
You too.
It's been a long journey coming here.
Yeah. I'm so grateful you brought Dad all this way.
You mean so much to us.
Thank you.
My daughter always remember how much I love you.
And you kept your promise, Dad.
Yeah. Said he was going to come to look for you.
And now you're here. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. It's surreal.
I'm a happier brother now because I've always known about you from Beth.
Really?
I told him if I should die without setting my eyes on Laura, go in search of her.
Yeah.
See her. He told me that. He told me that.
Well, that's amazing.
And he tells us you are as special as every other child. So we should never forget you.
That's amazing.
It's a real big deal for me because I have set my eyes on Laura. I thank you, God. I really love you.
Me too. I just felt a connection straight away. When my dad said he loved me, it was everything I hoped for. Actually, hear him say that in his own words. What more can you ask for? And we're all tall as well. I'm tall, so I'm like,
who's taller? Oh, great.
Now I feel not only part of my family in Scotland, but part of a massive family that I've still to meet in Nigeria, and that's a new chapter in my life that's going to be quite exciting. That's mad, eh?
Coming here to meet Laura means a lot to me. So special. Very, very happy. Yeah, hoping that you will come to Nigeria one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Go and see where you belong. Dad, I said, Laura, that's the last thing you wanted to achieve in life. It can never be forgotten. I can never forget this moment. She's part of the family right now.
Right, so I brought some pictures from when I was little up until now to let you see my family and...
Oh, yes.
That's you. You remember?
My handsome face.
Yeah. You still have a handsome face.
Yes.
That's how my journey began.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's you?
That's me. And then just pictures of me growing up and my family and...
From the bottom of my heart, I love her.
So that makes it 27, right?
I'm really happy and fulfilled that even if I leave this world, I have set my eyes on Laura. I have seen her.
My dad's not in the best of health, but he's made this trip. It just makes everything so much more worth it. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just excited to see what the future holds.
Next time on Long Lost Family, a man desperate to find the brother given up after a wartime affair.
I'm part of him, he's part of me. And if before I pass away I could find him, I'd go to heaven happy.
And a woman searching for her birth mother and the truth behind her adoption.
She's the only one that can answer the questions I have.